Surprise, surprise, surprise. Hello everybody, thank you for joining me today. I do truly appreciate it. And it's really about bedtime. But I was sitting at my desk right over there, reading a book whose title I won't bother telling you. And my wife walked in and she laid a box on the desk. And I thought, I wonder what that is. Now, when I picked it up and I looked, it says Paul Miller. Paul Miller is the owner of Earthling Publications, one of my favorite publishers that ever existed. And I thought, I'm not expecting anything from Paul Miller and Earthling Publications. Now, I do have outstanding pre-order for books, a couple of books, but they're not due yet. I don't think. So I don't really even know what this is. It's a surprise. I think maybe I ought to open it up and take a look. But I figured there's a chance one of you out there might be interested too. So set up the deal, mash the button, and away we go. I'm going to take my knife. I bought this knife in Alaska. I thought it kind of looked cool. I bought it in Alaska, this little bitty shop. I said, who made it? And the lady said, I don't really know. And the price was right, and it looked cool. It looked handcrafted, so I bought it. Well, the next day we went back to get one for my son, and the lady said, oh, by the way, I talked to my husband, and he said he bought that knife from a guy out of Illinois. So I bought an Illinois knife in Alaska. But I still dig it because I got it in Alaska. Anyway, this is going to be opening the box that I have no idea what it is. So Paul Miller, whatever it is, thank you. And if it's something that I bought, it's a lot earlier than I expected it to be. Thanks anyway. Anyway, let me see if I can get this thing opened up, how good my knife did. And whoop, stuff is falling out right away. So I don't know what's in here, but I know there's some popcorn protecting it, and it is wrapped in a bubble envelope, soft covered, and all right. So I think at first glance, what is it at first glance? Can you tell? I know. I think I know. And I think I'm very excited and glad to have it. Thank you, Paul Miller. There is an author out there named Tyler Jones. Ever hear of it? And there's a limited edition book from Earthling Publications coming out soon. I did pre-order the book. I did request a matching number for the other Tyler Jones book that I ordered through Earthling Publications, and that one was Midas. And that was the first time I'd ever heard of Tyler Jones, was with Midas. Paul Miller at Earthling Publications does a Halloween series every year in October. They usually deliver a book. It's called a Halloween series. They're not books about Halloween, but they're typically somewhere in the neighborhood of horror, and they come out at Halloween time. So it's a pretty neat series, and they often will publish authors that I've never heard of. I'm sure there are other people out there that have heard of some of these authors, like Ian Rogers, or at the time Tyler Jones, or before that Jonathan Jans, or before that Philip Fracassi. Some of these guys have found some terrific success since then, and hoping all of them find similar successes. But anyway, I read Midas, and I really liked that book. I did a review on it here. You have to go back in time a year or so, I guess, see what I thought if you're interested. But it was a good book, and since then I bought a couple more Tyler Jones books, and I need to read them. But anyway, The Night of the Long Knives just sounded too good. Earthling Publications is one of my favorites. So you combine an author who has written one book that I really liked and a publisher who's published lots of books that I really liked, put them together, and I gotta mash them buttons. And so I'm looking forward to Night of the Long Knives by Tyler Jones. And like I said, I've got some more reading to do. Dark Oceans, is that what it's called? What was the other one? I bought another one by Tyler Jones, and it's called Heavy Oceans. Heavy Oceans. I've got it on the shelf. Just got to read it. And now I've got ARC, an advanced review copy. Here he calls it advanced uncorrected proof. not for sale. And if you're not familiar with what these are, sometimes publishers will make these and they'll send them out to people to do reviews on a book. Sometimes they'll use them as gifts even. Sometimes they would use them for maybe like a beta reader, somebody to read and give advice for corrections or things like that. And then some publishers make them as just some cool thing to have, because a lot of people have collected them over the years. Now, for years, I didn't really care much about ARCs, because a lot of the ARCs that I would see were soft-covered books with zero artwork on the cover. It would have just information, a title, an author, a publisher, maybe coming soon in whatever month and whatever year. So they looked bad. They didn't look good. But a lot of people collected them because it was truly the first release of a book. They would come before the first edition, first print. So there were ARC collectors out there. And occasionally I'd end up with one if I found one at a good price. But I never, ever would compete with bidders on eBay for ARCs, just because they didn't look good. I'd rather have had the first edition, first print hardcover rather than the ARC. But a lot of publishers today, and Earthling Publications is one of them, is putting out ARCs with the artwork from the book on them. They're putting out ARCs even sometimes with illustrations inside the book that will come in the book. So whenever I can get a chance to get one from somebody like Earthling, and it's a book that I want to read or an author that I like or something like that, I'll ask, hey, do you think it's possible I could get one? And I sometimes am able to get them. And I was very glad when I opened this thing up and I saw that this one was one of them, because I did order the limited edition book. I paid for the freight. I paid for the book, and I'm waiting for it, and this gives me a chance to read it. Hopefully I'll love it, and I'll get to tell you all about it. Hopefully you'll care enough to watch what I say and listen to what I think about it. But you can see the illustrations on the front, and you can see what the verbiage is made of. It really looks cool, and I'm looking to see who the illustrator is. And right in here it says cover and interior art, copyright 2024 by Vincent Chong. Vincent Chong is one busy guy. I've got so many books from multiple publishers with Vincent Chong artwork on it, and that's cool. I was just talking, I read, did a review for Cardinal Black. I don't know if when you're seeing this, if I've released that video or not. But the Robert McCammon series, they've all got Vincent Chong artwork. And I was talking about how it's cool. It helps to tell the story or give pictures to the faces and stuff like that. Where this artwork is different. It's not a collage or a montage of faces. It's a montage of weapons to create the verbiage there. So anyway, a nice, what I view as a gift from Paul Millard, Earthling Publications, and a great opportunity to read a book. Read a book that I bought, but I get to read it early. So sometimes the sun shines, and it comes in handy when it shines on me. Anyway, I sure do appreciate it. I'm looking forward to it. Let me tell you a little bit about this story, because all I know is what I read right here. Night of the Long Knives is the thrilling and horrifying new novel from the author of Heavy Oceans, Midas, and Burn the Plans, which was one of Esquire's best horror novels of 2022. So it sounds like I need to read Burn the Plans, because Esquire really dug it. After enduring a personal tragedy, Andy Ferris loses himself in making videos that explore the history behind local hauntings. Sounds good already. Videos that grab the attention of a wealthy eccentric with an obsession for collecting objects that belong to famous killers. Hired by this man to locate a particular weapon, Ferris finds himself entangled in a mystery that spans history and drags him through a museum of death, a doomsday cult, an underground bunker, and brings him face to face with a serial killer as he unravels the truth behind an insidious conspiracy. So it sounds so good. And a couple of people that I communicate with on the internet have already read it. And they said very, very good things about this book. So I'm really looking forward to it. As I guess you would say, a budding Tyler Jones fan. I've read one of his books and I liked it a lot. I was surprised that I liked Midas as much as I did. But it was a pleasant surprise. And Night of the Long Knives to me sounds like more of a story that I would be interested in. So reading the synopsis of Midas sounded interesting. This sounds much more interesting. So I liked the writing of Tyler Jones, and I'm looking forward to something like this very soon. I've got a couple books sitting over there that I've got to read, but I intend to read this one in the next few weeks, and I'm really looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to that limited edition that I got so I can see what kind of Vincent Chung artwork is inside. That'll be a surprise to me then, because it's not spoiled for me now. But anyway, that being said, thank you, Paul Miller. I do truly appreciate it, and I'm really looking forward to getting some more Tyler Jones under my belt. And I can think of no more lies to tell, so c'est la vie, baby. Doo-doo.